Hello, we are in the iOS Studio 2 with
Ellie Kemper.
Ellie Kemper.
Welcome to Studio 2. I took a summer class at Improv Olympic in Chicago. I guess it was probably 2001 with TJ Jagodowski, and it was this obviously awesome class. It was just an introductory class, and I got to see all these shows in Chicago at night. I was there for the summer. I was still a student, so I was like working in Chicago, and it was awesome. And then I moved to New York, and I continued to study improv, and then now I'm here in Los Angeles in Studio 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was actually going to say I thought that it was different from Chicago to New York because I felt like it was sort of slower in Chicago and maybe a little bit, I guess if this isn't a weird thing to say, the scenes were like sort of shorter in New York, but both equally good, but just different. And you know what? I haven't seen enough improv out here in Los Angeles to know how to compare the two. But I know that a lot of people from Chicago and New York are here, so it can't be that different.
Yeah. Do you find that your improv training helps like with your acting?
I do. Not only acting, but real life, because that's how you like carry on a conversation. But I absolutely do. I think that the ability or like the attempt to have the ability not to be thrown by curveballs is helpful in any field, but especially with acting because then you're not taken by surprise and you can I think the whole thing is just to react to what has been said, and so that is what improv is all about.
What college did you go to?
I went to Princeton. I had the two guys we performed with tonight, Dave Hill and Rush Howell. They were in my improv group in college, and so we weren't there at the same time in the improv group at the same time, but we know each other.
Oh wow!
From that.
So does improv create like long-lasting bonds?
You're looking at it. I mean, you're not looking at it, but yeah, of course it does. I was so happy to come here because all these people who performed tonight are people I saw in Chicago, and I did not know that they all were going to be here tonight. And I, anyway, was blown away then and blown away now, and they're all performing together still, and I'm still watching them and was able to tell stories with them tonight, and I definitely think it creates bonds.
How did you feel about your performance tonight?
Oh, great question. I was very nervous going into it because it's nerve-wracking, but I have a problem telling stories where I think that I don't ever have an end to a story, which I don't think I had an end to any stories tonight, but the audience was fantastic. The great thing about improv is like these people, they'll never make you look bad because they're incredible improvisers. So the show I thought was so good. I loved watching it. I hope I told stories that made sense. They made sense to me, but I know the stories, so I hope they made sense to an audience who hadn't heard them before.
You are one of the ensemble cast of The Office.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite memory?
Oh, my favorite memory. We had this scene where I was in a car with Steve Carell. My character was in a car with Michael Scott, and Ellie was in a car with Steve Carell, and I was so nervous the night before because it was just like a one-on-one scene, and I, of course, was very obviously nervous about that because he's incredible, and I didn't want to mess anything up. And then, so this isn't whatever. It was just a nice memory that I have because the scene went fine, and I was so happy that it turned out okay, and it was really, of course, he's the nicest person in the world, so it couldn't go badly, but I was still nervous nonetheless. That's not really like a specific memory, is it? But it was just a nice thing that happened.
Maybe it was your improv skills that helped you get through that.
Good answer.
I wrapped that around.
Thank you, Improv Olympic. What would I say? I would say just to perform as much as possible because I think that's how you only get better at things and go through being nervous about things, but also know what makes a good scene, what makes a bad scene. But I think you have to keep doing it because otherwise that muscle sort of gets flabby. So my advice is to perform whenever possible. Keep taking classes. Keep paying the theater. No, but you should take classes and perform as much as possible. And I guess also try to make opportunities for yourselves, which is easier said than done. But that's what you have to do, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. Jay-Z did it.
All right. Thank you, Ellie.
Thank you very much.